Gorgeous Georgians.
Hello and welcome to the news at when, during the reign of George III, when Britain, and indeed most of Europe, finds itself under threat from Napoleon Bonaparte, a brilliant if slightly power-crazed French emperor. Here with more details on this fascinating man is Bob Hale with the Napoleon Report. Bob.
Thank you, Sam. Well, history is a set of lies that people have agreed upon. Who said that? Well, I did just then, but I was only quoting this chap. Yes, it's Napoleon Bonaparte, France's most famous general, who history has, admittedly, told a few porcupines about. For one thing, he wasn't that short. In fact, he was 1.7 metres tall, the same height as Tom Cruise. And he's not short, is he? So, talking of short, not that he was short, this is the short history of Napoleon Bonaparte, starting right here in Corsica, where in 1769 he makes his first important strategic move, being born. Then he makes another one, moving over here to France and training as an army officer. And as a soldier, he is revolutionary. A French revolutionary, in fact, as he helps to overthrow the monarchy and protect the new people's government, an act which wins him fame, wealth, influence, and helicopters, though possibly not the last one. In fact, by 1796, our little soldier boy, not that he's little, it's placed in control of the entire French army, and that's the end of that. But not for long! With an entire army under his belt, though not literally, Napoleon sets about showing what he can do with it, invading Italy and Austria and attacking British trade routes over here in Egypt. A tactically brilliant plan which surprisingly falls short, not that he's short, leaving him without so much as a boat to sail home in. Yeah, you can say R if you want, but it's up to you. But when he finally gets home to France, he has a nice surprise waiting for him. And no, it's not a helicopter. With the government bankrupt, if you can imagine such a thing, the people want someone else to run the country. And guess who gets the job? Napoleon! Yes, after a brief spell as governor, he declares himself Emperor of France, King of Italy, and Sultan of Swing, though not the last one. And how does he celebrate? Why, by having another war! And whilst he's utterly thrashed by Nelson's navy at the Battle of Trafalgar, he makes a cracking comeback, beating both Russia and Austria. And as a well-done present to himself, builds a huge Arch of Triumph. Can't remember what it's called. But he doesn't stop there. Oh no, he starts bringing even more countries into this new French empire, which make lovely presents for the family. He gives Spain to his brother Joseph, makes his big brother Louis King of Holland, while his other brother Jerome gets his own piece of Prussia. Well, it makes a change from socks. In fact, there's just no stopping those Bonaparte boys, right up until the point when someone stops those Bonaparte boys. Yes, it turns out that the countries of Europe don't much like being conquered, so they start a war against Napoleon, and this time he really gets caught short. Not that he's short. He loses the war, gets captured, and knowing that the game's up, tries to poison himself to death. But his plan hits a hiccup when the poison gives him hiccups, and he just vomits it all back up again. So the Allies kick him off the throne, exile him to the tiny island of Elba, and presumably clean up the vomit. And that is the end of that. But not for long, and I mean really, not for long. Within just 100 days, Napoleon escapes from the island, gets back to France, raises an army, and yep, you've guessed it, starts another war. He strikes back against Europe, facing the Duke of Wellington at Waterloo, a battle which perhaps unsurprisingly proves to be his Waterloo. Yes, he gets his little pants thrashed off, not that he's little, and is made to live out the rest of his life on St. Helena, an island even smaller than Elba. Well, how small is it? Well, I'll tell you. If that's Elba, then that's St. Helena, then that for scale is a football pitch, that's a London bus, that's Napoleon, that's Tom Cruise, that's a sheep, that's a dog, that's a cat, that's a mouse, that's a spider, that's a baby spider, that's an atom, and that's how much energy I've got left after explaining all of that to you. Oh, honestly, I just think... Oh, yeah. Why on earth do I do these standing up? Oh, back to you, Sam.
In 1805, the French army under Napoleon were the dominant land power. But when it came to naval power, the British Navy, under Admiral Lord Nelson, simply ruled the waves. Anchors away, boys!